So what are deep fakes, right? So this is something you've probably heard of. And in fact, I was going to show a few videos of deep fakes, but then I said, it's okay. I'm just gonna keep this going because I'm sure you have all seen something. But this whole idea is that really, I want you to understand that deep fakes, they are truly, truly a significant threat for us right now in this whole age of AI. I would say deep fakes, misinformation, and actually, for me, as someone who's been in this space for 15 years, the most fundamental threat that we have in this age of AI is that we really are not engaged in AI literacy. We are not engaged in trying to understand, not us, because we're all trying to understand different things, but that is the biggest problem is because people who don't know, if you don't know, how can you deal with it? Yes, Toby said he saw that deep fake of Obama by the actor. Yes, there was a really good one. I didn't show it. Jordan Peele. Thank you, Patrick. Yes, it was Jordan Peele. I was going to say, if you get a chance, people Google this on your own and watch it. I was going to show it and I thought, maybe it's a little bit too risque because Jordan Peele, the actor, does a deep fake. He sounds just like Obama and he says some things that Obama would never say, which is why I didn't want to show it to this crowd. But please feel free to go look at it yourself and you will see how good deep fakes can be. And this was a few years ago. So thank you both, Toby and Patrick, for mentioning that. So again, when we sit there and talk about it, let's talk about some of the implications of deep fakes, right? So again, what is it? Well, they use AI again and machine learning to create realistic, super realistic fake videos, fake audios, fake images. They can convincingly even mimic real people, which is wild. So, I mean, I don't know how many of you heard stories where a parent, again, sorry, it's because ch usually children and young people are my domain, but where a parent will receive a phone call and it's like the daughter saying, "Oh my gosh, help me! I'm lost. I'm in some other city. Can you send me some money?" Or, I've just been kidnapped. Really, it goes very, very far. And the parents are like immediately sending money. And then, they'd call their child later and it's like, "What are you talking about? I'm at school." So there is a lot of that going on that is amazing. Yeah, yes, Gareth, those scams have gotten really popular, which is amazing because again, goes back to that whole idea of critical thinking. If you don't know, you're going to sit there and think, oh yeah, why not? I mean, how many of you on your phones have received notification from your bank saying that, you have insufficient funds, you need to, do something quickly. And if you look at it on your phone, it looks quite real and it could put you into a panic. But if you go and you look at it on a computer, you're going to see that that email address that says, HSBC Bank or Wells Fargo if you're in the United States, or I don't know, BNP Paribas if you're in France. If you look behind it, it's going to say something crazy like, I don't know, robot 643377722224444. And it's a scam. But when you're on your phone, you don't see any of that. You just see that what's highlighted. So there are a lot of things like this that are happening. And again, it's critical thinking. I can't stress that enough. So when we're talking about, again, how does this work? Again, AI and machine learning, it's this realistic mimicry, right? So these technologies, it just looks so good. Even as you're sitting here looking at this original and the deep fake of course, the actor on the right is Tom Cruise. It kind of blurs the lines because everything in there looks exactly right, except, it's Tom Cruise's face, but yeah, it's not Tom Cruise. Um, I don't know if you saw there was a woman recently who, oh goodness, who was it with? I can't remember. If anybody in the chat, if you remember, she thought she was talking to, I want to say Brad Pitt, but it wasn't Brad Pitt. She thought she was talking with someone and she sent all of this money. And of course, it was not the person. Dave said, everyone who talks to me. Okay. John says it helps the man in the original picture already looks like him. Yeah, that does help. Just like it helps that Jordan Peele is black and Barack Obama is black. So it does help, but really, it's just different. So does anybody remember that? What I was just mentioning? I just can't remember the story. It was a woman who got scammed online and she sent a lot of money and she thought she was talking to an actor. Oh, Paula says it's French. Was it Leo? No, it wasn't Leo DiCaprio. Um, Patrick, I thought it was Brad Pitt, but I just can't remember. Oh, it doesn't matter. I will find it later because it's just driving me crazy now. But really, the whole gist of it was like, are you kidding me, lady? Why is Brad Pitt going to call me, Elizabeth Milovidov, and ask me for money? Okay, really. It's just, yeah. But if he did call, I don't know, Evine, I might have a little bit of trouble. Okay, so then let me just keep going here. And as we start looking at, and I hope somebody, you know what, I'm going to say, Paula, would you check? Oh, thank you, Dave. You found it for me. Okay, well, I can't click on it right now. So will somebody click on it for me and tell me who was the actress or actor? Because I really want to know. Oh, it was Brad. Thank you, Dave. Thank you so much. I'm glad you're here. See? I thought so. I thought so. So when we start looking at the types and of videos and audio images, I mean that was Brad. Then there's Barack Obama, but look, you know, this is the fake Zelensky, right? So we have like these high profile cases where it's fake Zelensky saying, you know, surrender, and this shows the potential for deepfakes to create significant confusion and misinformation. And so we see things with these manipulated videos. Again, I've talked about that, where it can alter the appearance and speech of individuals. We've got audio recordings, mimics real voices accurately. Again, I don't know how many of you saw this. If you have young children, there was something with Epic Games with Fortnite. And recently they had Darth Vader in the game. And of course, it was not Darth Vader. It was AI mimicking the voice of the actor Earl Ray Jones. And I think it only stayed up for about a week. But still, they had some issues there. Altered images, they can be digitally manipulated to create false representations of people or events, and this can enhance the deception. Sydney, is it legal? It can be legal if, for example, I give the authorization of someone to use my voice and my likeness and my image and my voice and you know, my AI avatars, etc. That can be legal. I don't know in this case if he was able to do that since the actor has passed away. So I'm pretty sure that his estate was the one fighting, saying, wait a minute, we might have given you authorization to use his likeness, but we didn't mention AI likeness. Again, not 1000% sure of the actual facts, but the story is there. So I encourage all of you to sit here and listen to me and say, is this misinformation? Is this fake news? I'm going to go do some critical thinking and do some research. That's the best way to find out the answer. Okay, so I'm going to keep on going. What is the danger of not knowing? So if you don't realize how AI is impacting you, I mean, this is huge, right? You have no idea what's going on. We saw with Facebook, Cambridge Analytica. We saw with so many other stories. You don't know. So if you don't know it's fake, it can shape how you vote, how you shop. It can make you scared. It can make you act in a different way. These are huge implications, right? Because if you can't discern that it's fake information, I mean, anything goes. And I think that's the reason why I really wanted to have this conversation. Because again, it's absolutely fine if you disagree with me that the sky is not purple, but if you're relying upon false information, then we start having some issues. Realistic threats. So we have the implication of AI-driven manipulation. So it can pose real threats to elections, it can help facilitate scams. I saw quite a few of you writing about scams in the chat. It can enable social engineering tactics that exploit individuals. So for me, this whole idea of social engineering, let me just explain, because I think threat to elections and scams, you understand that completely. But this idea of social engineering, this is something that is so interesting. Again, I'm going to tell you after this webinar, please Google the phrase social engineering, because it's just this idea that you manipulate individuals into revealing sensitive information or taking harmful actions. And so you're really manipulating people. You're really sort of preying on their emotions to make something happen. It is really some wild stuff. And you can do social engineering for good and also social engineering for not so good. The whole idea is still manipulative. An erosion of shared reality, right? So this is this idea that misinformation, it is undermining our understanding of, what is real, what is not. It's creating divisions in society, right? So because people, they have a difficulty to find common ground. It's going to just increase distrust among individuals and communities because who can you believe, right? I don't know.